recording's on its way. Just give it a sec. Give it a sec.
Fred's got to pull up roll.
How do you actually play? What is your setup?
I lay in bed with my laptop on charge.
Yeah.
My mouse plugged into my laptop.
You're like moving your mouse on your bed.
Yeah.
What? No surface. Just straight duvet.
No, just pure bed linen.
He usually uses his head as a mouse mat. Just drags it across his forehead.
Oh my god.
So my setup is PS5 on in the other room, join Discord, headset on, laptop on the bed, on my stomach, playing the game.
I mean, it's a vibe. That's the thing. If you're comfortable, man, I'm happy. Yeah, with his legs up. That's how I picture.
Just kicking his legs back behind him.
Dear diary, feel good once today.
The one where all of us look a little bit special.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got human hands, anyway. For fuck's sake.
Your hand is also coming out of my arm.
Yeah. Well, I imagine you've got yours behind your back, and I'm kind of through your.
I like to think that my right arm is somewhere in your crotch while you're playing.
That's lore accurate.
Are we all good to go? Are we recording?
Yeah. Well, I think we're okay. In fact, you know what? Because you've said that, I'm gonna double check one more time. Yeah.
Now that we're recording in vertical video, we can put Subway Surfers on the bottom.
Subway Surfers at the bottom.
So I guess quick recap of last session. You guys, finished off in Mortuis's sort of Ziggurat Temple. Found out a load of lore that is all in the handout channel for you to read if you ever need it. And you then left with the body of Ganfal and Vilgefortz and met up with the rest of the sort of fighting force. You had a bit of an awkward encounter with Ciara, Phalar's mum, and she sort of stormed off and hasn't been seen since. Headed back to the F4 tribe, and it was coincided with the actual Convergence of Threads Festival. So there was some celebrations amidst the sort of remembrance of everyone. And you, Gildor, used sort of the black primordial gem that you found to attempt to commune with your father Vilgefortz. Again, found out some even more stuff, and also was cursed with a permanent disadvantage on death saving throws for your dabbling with previous, sort of predating the gods magic, with also a lack of spell slots to even cast any spells with. In the rest of your revelry, Snow, your tabaxi friend, seemed to make acquaintances with a quite a butch female elf and stayed with her. And the rest of you guys went to Praesidar with Sontai and Yaris to try and look for a way to the Shadowfell. He sort of dropped you off at a small little shack where a crazed elf named Cyril lives, as well as his sort of caretaker, Yoren. And he is your ticket to the Shadowfell. You have to keep him alive to get there and back. He can't take you directly to the Fortress of Memories, but he can get you. He can get you fairly close. But he is your ticket in and out of the Shadowfell. So we'll pick up our story. You guys are in Cyril's sort of shack with him and Yoren, and I'll let you ask any questions that you might need to remind yourself of stuff that's going on in the Shadowfell, etc.
Okay, so really quickly to realign ourselves as to why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to the Shadowfell in part to get this fucking token, this fucking thing that they need, and we want to get it before them. And then also there may be this Dragonborn sorcerer there, as well as Yeg's mum and dad.
Actually,
right.
Now that you say that, thank you very much, JPJ. It was an excellent segue into what I'm about to say. I have a gift for you all.
Oh.
I just wanted to say, You know, a lot of shit that just happened back there had nothing to do with any of you. There was a lot of sort of family quarrels involved in that. Shit got out of hand. We actually realigned a country's government, so I don't think any of us were quite in for that. And you were all along for the ride. So I wanted to say thank you. And as a small sort of token, I've been doing some work on our travels, and I'm going to pass out 3 pieces of paper to you all.
Oh, hell yeah.
And obviously they've been laminated as well. They do a lot of lamination here.
Whoa. What is this? Is this lamination?
It's high level magic. Don't ask, seriously. High level transmutation magic.
The magic sorcery of lamination.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure someone died for that lamination. Just I actually think it's one of the old ways, like blood ritual stuff. Be that as it may, you will now see in the Discord server in our journals section.
You've given me the gift
little,
of lamination.
I've made you a gift of lamination,
Thank you.
and there is all of our quests compiled together.
Fuck up.
In a very easily digestible format, video game style. And pull out another stack of laminated pieces of paper. If you go to the glossaries channel, my message is too long. I've got to pay for nitro. What the fuck?
That's outrageous.
Lamination magic
That's
wasn't strong
diabolical.
enough.
We ran out of printing paper in the village.
Jesus.
We ran out of paper in the village. That's
Got
disgusting.
pay to use spells. The game's gone, guys. Game's gone.
No fucking way. My village has become pay to win.
All right. So after Triple G hands out all of the laminated notes that he spent his time getting ready, you guys are sitting in Cyrell's shack. Is there anything you want to ask him or Yoren before you make your journey to the Shadowfell? I'll pull up the map that the very build like sort of hand drawn map that he made for you, just in case you need any information on any of the areas that you could be going to. This is not representative of the proper map. This is more of just a sort of draw in the sand kind of vibe.
Can I spitball here a little bit about the Shadowfell in general? Because I've been having some thoughts about the Shadowfell.
Yeah, spit all over us.
But first and foremost, we don't know which bit we're going to get in. This like fucking bonkers cunt is going to drop us into.
We know we're going in the MURKMIRE, right?
Yeah, he's only been to a certain area.
Yeah.
He said that he when he accidentally ended up in the Shadowfell, he ended up in the MURKMIRE Expanse, and he said that he knows a little bit about the Ashen Pass, but he refuses to go there.
Okay, so we know we're going to get dropped in MURKMIRE, but from even what he was saying last time, in the MURKMIRE Expanse, seemingly there's like a fucking Colosseum and a theatre.
Yeah, that's cool as shit. We got to go there.
I thought that would be in the Veiled City, but
he actually said that the Colosseum, the theatre, was in the Veil.
Oh,
we'll just be on the Veil.
Easy.
Okay, well, we don't know where the fuck this cunt has been, and seemingly neither does the DM.
Well, the Ashen Path sounds dreary, if I'm honest.
But basically, our end goal is here, Fortress. But even once we get to the Fortress, we just know we're looking for a fucking box.
What's wrong with that?
So the thing is, we have no plan, but we also can't form a plan until we get there. So I think we have to just kind of send it and just be like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, it is simply the next objective. I agree. We just kind of have to finagle our way there and hope we figure more out on the way.
I think the single piece of information that we do have is that the note we received said, the soul must be in the Shadowfell. No afterlife can hold it. It must be with the Raven Queen, but what is her purpose for it? The sorcerer wishes to handle that one personally. So, I mean, probably going to bump into the Raven Queen. Doesn't sound great.
Yeah. And we might bump into the Shadowed Sorcerer as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Feel free to make any religion checks you want about the Raven Queen if you so desire.
I'll give it a go. I mean, I have an education.
I was just about to ask, what do I know about the Raven Queen?
A lot.
Religion.
Okay.
A lot. 21 rolls worth.
It's on the tip of my tongue kind of thing.
Jaff. the Raven Queen is a neutral goddess.
Right.
She is, in a sense, the shepherd of souls.
Oh shit.
And she is the one that once. So, what you know about afterlives and death, it's all a bit hazy. Every religion has their own sort of understanding exactly of how it happens, but most scholars believe that once a soul passes from life to death, their soul enters the Shadowfell. And the Raven Queen is the goddess that shepherds those souls through the Shadowfell, where they are then sent for judgment by Kelemvor in the plane of Hades. And the Fortress of Memories is, in essence, the place that souls go to have their memories and their life story almost extracted and separated from the soul. And then those are then sent separately to Hades, the soul separate to the memories. Hades will judge the memories, and if he judges that they are worthy of an afterlife, then the soul and the memories are reconstituted and sent to their respective afterlives. If not, then the soul and the memories are kept separate and they fade away into nothingness or used for other things that on a 21 you're not too sure about. But the goddess herself, the Raven Queen, is not evil, she's not good, she's neutral. You know that she despises those who cheat death and cheat fate. If
crazy, I love that.
Yeah, her biggest enemies are sort of liches and demon lords that try and evade the clutches of death.
Yes.
Thank God none of us have got any packs with liches. This would really make it complicated.
Okay, you could tell me that I don't know this, but can I ask another question?
You can.
How long are the souls in the Shadowfell for, and then how long are the memories in the Shadowfell whilst the judgment of Hades is taking place, vaguely?
So, souls aren't meant to dwell in the Shadowfell for too long. They're not meant to. Whether they go quickly is something that you probably wouldn't know. But they're not meant to dwell in the Shadowfell for too long. But obviously, in a place like the Shadowfell, where time is more of a construct, a brief moment is hard to quantify in real terms. And the memories, you don't really know exactly what happens. You know that once the soul and the memories are split, they then go to Hades together, but obviously separated. But again, you don't know how long that process takes.
Okay, I will bring up one key point about that to the rest of the party in terms of time might not necessarily move the same in the Shadowfell as it does in our world. What we don't know at this point is if a day in the Shadowfell is like, I mean, this is hyperbole, but like a year in the actual world, and we come back and like we're already fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
is this so is this you telling me, or is this Jaff telling us?
This is Jaff telling.
Gee whiz, guys, we're gonna Back to the Future it.
The point being, we don't know exactly how that works. Maybe
it's fine.
I mean, I really kind of grimace while I say this, but maybe that's something to query with Cyrell.
Hey, Cyrell, sure. Let's get involved.
Yes. I've been hearing you guys talk. I've been trying my best to not interrupt.
No,
but I've heard my name,
so don't.
Thank you.
Go crazy, because if you go crazy, we've got 3 or 4 people here who will just do their best to end your life. And I know you're a dangerous man. You're a big dude. So we just want to get on with the mission.
And he flexes a muscle, and
we want to discuss the mission.
It's just skin and bone.
Yeah, for sure, dude. What was your question, Luke? To quit, Jack. Sorry, what the fuck?
Cyrell, in as few words as possible, can you please describe to me, from your experience, whether or not time moves more quickly or more slowly in the Shadowfell versus the mortal plane?
Oh, well, You see,
It's a thinker, isn't it?
I was there for a while. It was longer than an hour, but it was
Okay.
definitely less than 100 years.
Okay.
Ah, right. Okay, that narrows
Yeah.
it down.
And
How
then
old are you? How old are you, Cyril?
I'm pushing 800, I think. And
Yeah.
Yoran says, yeah, he's about 800.
how long was it
Right.
that when you came back, how long did they say you were gone? It was 30 or 40 years, right?
Yeah, Yoran says, yeah, he was gone for around about 30 years.
Okay. So either
How long did
100
it feel
years
to
means
you,
30
Cyril?
or 1 hour is 30.
Or 30 is 30.
Or 30 is 30. You're so right.
Yoran speaks up and says, it's a bit of a gamble with how much time passed whilst you're in a Shadowfell. However, from what Yoran says, when he came out, he did age a lot. So he was definitely there for a while. If you make your
But he
visit
aged weirdly
brief,
for real life 30 years.
For the amount of time, yeah. So it probably passes slower then.
yeah, he'd aged a lot in the time he'd gone. Yoran. So Yoran says he'd aged a lot in the time he was gone.
Okay.
More than he had within the 30 years he was gone for, basically.
Ah,
It's
jeez.
probably slower then.
Can I actually pull Cyril aside and say, hello, mate, sorry, I just wanted to, I just realised we actually haven't formally introduced ourselves. I am Gildor Gilgalad. This is really, really embarrassing. I don't want to do this, like, I don't want to pull the celebrity card, but
Oh, here we go.
I am actually the Master of Mages.
Been Master of Mages 5 minutes and he's doing
yeah.
this.
I don't want to say that makes me your boss. That's a bit embarrassing, but and I pull him.
You managed to say it
pull him-
anyway.
I pull him really close to me and say, "Look at me in my eyes, mate. I just killed my dad. Lock the fuck in, all right?" He's like, "Fucking silly shit.
Not around the eyes, look at the eyes.
It's not around the
Three, two,
eyes,
one,
not
yeah.
around the eyes.
You will order off the set menu." I basically just say to him, "Lock the fuck in, all right?"
He sort of shrinks away from you for a second and says, yes, don't worry, I will be, and he says, like, he puts up inverted commas, locked in, whatever that means.
Good man. There's a big there's a seat in the government for you. I'm telling you, big promotion coming if you pull this off.
Oh, yeah, can I be in charge of questions, please? I have so many questions I want to ask. Please, can I be in charge of questions in the government?
I don't like giving ultimatums. This goes well, you're in the government. This goes badly, you're deported. So
Ice are coming for you.
Clean and simple.
nice. Yeah.
He salutes you and says, I'll be on my best behaviour, sir. Cyril and Yoran sort of lead you out of his little shack into the expanse of, like, the surroundings of F4. And Yoran says, right, I'm not coming. I feel like I need a holiday, and I hope that you're gone for a lot longer than a few minutes, because I need some time away from this guy.
But if we
good
come
luck.
back and it's been 30 years, it's been nice knowing you.
I mean, I'll probably still be alive. I'm a half elf. I can probably make
we'll see.
it another 30 or 40.
Yeah, we'll see.
He says, Cyril. He says, Yoran says to Cyril. He says, Cyril, be careful. Look after these guys. Don't die. Stay alive. And remember, you have access to the tiny hut spell. So if you guys need somewhere to stay, make sure you keep that one in the locker, because you could bring up a little place for them to stay. It'll be nice and safe if you guys need to sleep, because I don't know how safe the surroundings will be in the Shadowfell, except for you to pitch up a tent, for example. So don't forget Cyril, yeah? And he sort of gives him a knowing nod.
Dap him up.
He puts an arm on his shoulder and then says, good luck, and then walks off. And Cyril says, all right, everyone gather round, hold hands, and you've all got to chant the magic words, okay? You've all got to say, you've all got to say at the same time with me, you've got to say, I want to leave Zahith. I want to go to the Shadowfell. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I want to leave Zahith.
Go
to the Shadowfell.
And at that, he casts Plane Shift. And
He just cast the spell anyway.
and in the sort of circle that you guys are all standing in, connecting hands, these glowing sort of white purple runes appear around you, and the sand swirls underneath your feet, and you all fall through a void of nothingness. And for a second, it is just complete, utter expanse of darkness. And a moment later, you emerge in a endless bog of mud and black water that reflects no sky. You see mists forming and dissolving in different shapes of people, of places, of buildings. The trees are petrified wood, and in place of leaves and foliage, you see crystallized ravens made of this black glass, still frozen, unmoving. The mists continue to form into half-sunken ruins and forgotten graves, and around you in the distance you see souls, black, greenish shadows moving eerily, not paying you any mind, not paying you any notice, and the souls wander, whispering through the fog. Far off in the distance, you see a mountain of black stone with a fortress atop, and this mountain is surrounded on all sides by an endless chasm, a thin, rocky bridge, its only connection to the ground. The physics don't seem to make sense, but that's what you see far off in the distance. And as you look around, the thick black sludge of the bog bubbles and oozes, and these little bubbles pop, and you smell these ammonia and methane and sulfuric smells. It stinks. It's of death and decay and of darkness. And there are areas where the bog seems more solid in areas, and areas where this black thick sludge looks like it threatens to swallow you whole. And you have to be careful where you walk. Cyril pulls on your trench coat, Gildor, and says, Okay, so we're here in the MURKMIRE Expanse. This is kind of where I spent however long I spent. It was not fun, so I suggest we get moving nice and quick. I'm assuming you guys want to go to the fortress, and he points off to this as the fortress.
Which way are you going? Are you going to go through Ashen whatever, or are you going to go... Oh, no, you don't want to go Ashen. All right, let's go.
No, we can't go to the Ashen Path. We cannot go to the Ashen Path.
Okay,
no,
don't worry.
We will go straight through the bog. Straight through the bog.
What is it about the Ashen Path that you don't like so much?
Maybe it's the safer way.
Well, I remember fragments of going that way. I think I was a bit of a different person before. Maybe I was more annoying, maybe I was less annoying, maybe I was more inquisitive. I don't really know, but I was definitely different before. And whatever happened to me in the Ashen Paths has really made me a different person. And you guys all seem swell. I don't really want you guys to change. And I think if we go that way, there's a high chance that you might change. You know, it was a lot of darkness, a lot of smoke, a lot of not so nice stuff. It was a big sort of cavern, I remember, like a big pit in the ground, and it sort of seemed to go on forever and ever and ever. And in this pit there was black shadow, and it just felt bad. I don't think that's kind of the vibes you're going for. I mean, you're not here for a holiday, but that's definitely not a good place to go. We can go if you really want, but I'll stand very far away.
No, that's good.
Insight check on him to see if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, make an insight check.
I just want to see if he's holding anything back from us, really.
He's telling you everything he can remember. There's probably more that there is to tell, but his brain is frazzled, and he just does seem very scared of the idea of going back to that location. You just kind of get the feeling that he's not withholding anything from you on purpose. It's just that's kind of the way his brain is at the moment. You relay to Cyril and says, all right, well, the Vale is that way, and he points sort of, there is no north, but it's sort of directly forward from where you emerged from. So for you, for all his purposes, that is your guys' north, because you can't see anything in the sky to give you any better sort of direction. And you begin to travel through the bogs of the MURKMIRE.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys are all taking care to journey through, making sure you end up on sort of terra firma and not thick sludge. So let's make some perception checks for you guys as you walk.
I'll perceive them, guys, don't worry.
So as you all walk, being careful to sort of stay off the thick black sludge, Jeff, your mind's a little bit away with the fairies, and as you're about to plant your foot into a sort of almost just acrid pool of black mud, Triple G sort of grabs you by your armor and pulls you away. And in doing so, your foot splashes into sort of a little puddle of water, and you guys all see in the puddles that there are reflections of you, but they're odd. There don't seem to be of you right now. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me as you continue through the bog.
So I can see. Can I see the? Wait, hang on 1 second.
Yeah, that's not good.
What saving throw? Sorry.
A wisdom save.
That's good.
This could be worse.
It's in the reflections you see. In the water, you would be seeing reflections of you. The water's not reflecting any sky or anything else, but it's only reflecting you guys. And your reflections seem odd. Everyone apart from Triple G actually failed. What that means is that, Yeg, as you walk through, you can't help but glance down at these pools of water. And as you look down to the pool of water, you see your reflection starts to be enshrouded in shadow. And just beyond this shadowy sort of veil that starts to unravel you, you see two white silhouettes, again made of shadow, but a white sort of misty, ethereal shadow. And in the back of your mind, you hear whispers. You hear the whisper of your father, and it simply says, "You failed us, Yeg.
Oh, Christ.
You were meant to save us." And as the shadows dissipate from your reflection, all you see is your father's lute in the water as a reflection, broken in two. The strings snapped, the wood cracked and starting to rot. Jaff, you see your reflection start to change from how you are now as it takes on your form of dread. Your skeletal frame starting to poke through the bone, your greasy black hair down past your shoulders. And in your form of dread, your glaive is thrust deep into the chest of someone, facing directly in front of you, falling into your arms. You cannot see their face. You cannot make out any features. Their face is almost obscured by shadow. The only thing you can really see is that they're smaller than you. And in your reflection, your face is sort of split down the middle in two. One half is your own, crying, and the other is the face of your lich patron Ecthis, the other half of the mouth curled in a smile as it begins to laugh. And Zarlok, you see your reflection is actually sitting on a throne carved into the side of your mountains that you grew up in, the Pale Teeth, and your hands are covered in blood. And at the feet of your reflection, there is a row of wooden stakes in the ground, each impaled with a severed head. One, an elderly halfling gentleman, another, his wife, and the other two, their young children. Innocents, not fighters. And as you look at the reflection, you see your reflection cackle and call out to some Goliath lieutenants around you in your posh accent. It is absolutely superb when we kill these innocents. It makes me feel ecstatic. Chop chop, let's continue our savagery. I wish to kill more. And you guys hear these whispers in the back of your head. You guys will have disadvantage on all fear saving throws until you take a long rest for failing that wisdom saving throw, apart from you, Triple G, because you passed. For you, your reflection just looks a bit different, but it doesn't form any sort of visions in the water, and you don't hear anything.
Do I notice that these guys are having these sort of, or at least seem different?
You don't hear or see anything that they're seeing, but if they give off any reasons why they might be hearing anything, seeing anything, make insight checks, I guess. Make an insight check, a global one.
Global insight check inbound.
Yeah. You can tell that the other three have something has gone up their spine. Something is weird. They look a bit paler. They're staring at these puddles rather than looking where they're going.
I'm going to turn around and say, "Strength, boys, come on. We've dealt with more than this. Come on, we can do this."
Jan, at any point during the walk across this marsh, am I within 30 feet of a tree?
Yeah, so as you start to get, the bog starts to sort of form from this thick open plain into sort of a boggy, marshy, swampy kind of vibe with these sort of petrified trees with these crystallized ravens as foliage throughout. It becomes like a bit more of a denser forest, still with that black sludge as the kind of like a mangrove swamp. I don't know if you've ever seen a mangrove swamp where the trees sort of sit half submerged. You slowly start to enter into that sort of area.
Okay, so I'm going to materialize this kind of skeletal hand in front of me and shoot it off towards one of these trees and attempt to kind of pull off one of these crystallized raven things instead of leaves.
Okay. I will say your spell casting is your charisma, isn't it?
It is.
Make a charisma check and add your proficiency bonus to it to see if your mage hand is strong enough to dislodge one.
So it'll be this plus 3.
Yeah.
So 16.
A skeletal hand. Are you aiming for any raven in particular, or just one that you see?
I mean, is there any that stick out to me, or do they all look very similar?
They all look similar. Because your mage hand is closer than you, you can't. From where you are, you can't make out any differences. If you were a bit closer, maybe you could.
Well, I can't make out any differences, so I'm just going to go for one that seems conveniently placed close enough by.
All right, you pull one off, and you leave it. You bring it closer towards you.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back towards me, and I want to just kind of inspect it and see what this is, basically.
As the raven sort of is clasped in this skeletal mage hand and is brought close towards you, as it gets around about 10 feet, maybe closer than that, just about a little bit closer than that towards you, in the back of your head, you hear a whisper, and you just hear a pained male voice simply say, "Please, not like this, not in the dark."
Oh, fuck.
What's the matter?
Okay,
What's the matter, Jeff?
I'll turn to the rest of the party and say, these raven leaves on the trees, I don't think they're just aesthetic. I think they may be people's souls or something like that. I just heard as I pulled that one off with my mage hand and brought it back, I heard someone's voice. I think these may be souls.
Are these the souls? Are these souls that don't get to pass on, or is this souls that are cooking?
On hearing that, can I make my way closer to the tree because I want to see these things up close?
As you get closer to a tree, as you're around about 10 feet away, you hear a cacophony of whispers.
Oh, Christ.
Some of men, of women, of elderly, of young, and it's all just noises, stuff like, "I can't feel my legs, I can't feel anything. No, I'm not ready yet. Is anyone there? I can't see, please. I thought she'd save me, my goddess."
Okay, this is a humongous long shot. Massive long shot. But can I listen out to see if there's a voice that I recognise?
I help him and try and join in.
Well, as you all continue further along, whenever anyone is close enough to a tree, around about 10 feet away from a tree of ravens, you all hear these whispers, and they keep changing. Some are desperate pleas, some are echoes of regret, Stuff like, oh, all of that gold for this. Ah, I was a fool to trust him. And as you all continue on, you all hear voices that you begin to recognize. Jaff, you hear the voice of, let me just double check, get the name correct. You hear the voice of your eldest sibling, Francois. And you hear, why did you leave us, Jean-Pierre? Why? Zarlok, you hear the voice of one of your clansmen. You don't even recognize or remember his name, but you hear the voice and you hear, that's the same blade, isn't it, Zarlok? The one that killed your grandfather. Yeg, you hear a voice you haven't heard for many, many years. The voice of a young dragonborn whose name was Drakkar Emberclaw. And you hear him say, you can't hide from what you've done, Yeg. You can't make up for it with these good deeds. I didn't deserve to die. And finally, Gildor,
What?
you hear the voice of your father simply whisper out towards you, you won't be able to outrun my legacy, son. You won't be able to outrun it. And as you all stumble through the Murkmire, you look up and you see above, like sort of two hands reach out of the black sludge, pulling themselves up, and you see three ghouls drag themselves out of the mud, and coming just from behind one of the thicker sort of mangrove trees of the bog, prowling dangerously low, almost the same colour as the black mud that coats this floor. A displacer beast, a beast with these tentacles that sort of shoot out from its sort of neck region, just aiming towards you, and it shimmers and it sort of flutters and vibrates around. I would like everybody to please roll initiative. Cool. So at the top of the round, we have ghoul number 2. Let me just open the character sheet real quick. So it has a speed of 30 feet. So how run to here and end its turn there, and it sort of barrels towards you. It's sort of almost like beast crawling along the floor, like its hands and its feet are like sort of
World War Z
grabbing
zombie.
at the mud and propelling itself towards you, and it sort of runs towards you with like an ethereal sort of scream as it runs towards you. That's the end of his go. Zarlok, you are up.
I want to go into a rage,
Yeah, baby, that's what's up.
and then I'm going to move forward to the goal.
Feel free.
And Star Cleaver's going for his fucking skull.
27 hits. Roll for damage.
Do you reckon?
16 points of damage. So as you run towards it and you bring Stormcleaver down, you lop at the ghoul's shoulder, leaving a big gaping wound in its shoulder. Sorry. I was.
Did you have a fucking stroke mid fucking sentence?
Yeah, its HP was wrong, so I was really confused while I was in my mid thingy. Here we are. Cool. All right, Yeg, you are up.
Okay. First,
Oh, we have the same initiative, yeah, nice.
I'm going to run over to Zarlok, sprint, and then I'm going to say, not that you need it, here's some inspiration, go kill the other ghouls. And I'll give you an extra 1d fucking 8, which is nice on things. I'm going to fucking try anyway. This is a risk. Usually when Yeg takes risks, it always goes wrong. I'm going to cast Antagonize on the Displacer Beast 1.
What the fuck does that do?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is next level.
Shit, I didn't mean that.
shit.
Sorry. That pink square was my fault. Sorry.
Right, I got rid of it. All right, so wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, spell save 16.
The DC is 16.
Yeah.
It saves.
Oh.
Oh!
So he just takes half of roll damage, 4d4, and he'll take half of that.
Gee whiz.
So it takes half of that, which is 4 points of damage, and it does not.
I don't know what Louis up to, but there's a big square of fucking shit coming.
Yeah,
Something's coming, baby.
I don't know what spell he has that it's a square, which is confusing.
A 40-foot square.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look over my shoulder and say, Cyril, hide. And I'm going to move slightly forward.
Oh, he doesn't do his initiative.
Cyril, wake up!
On your feet, soldier!
Our spell slots are limited, and if I spunk all my best ones now, we could get fucked later. So I'm gonna try.
Well, we've got the tiny hut on Cyril, so we can always find a place to
we?
rest.
I missed that
Yeah,
bit. We have a tiny
He's got
hut.
a spell of tiny hut.
Shit.
Yeah, legit. It's so sick. Sounds wild. Can't believe I've been living in fucking wagons for 5 years.
Yeah, would I know that would let us long rest?
Yes, you would know.
Okay.
You are a practiced spellcaster.
The ghoul seemingly just dropped a lot of its HP as well. So.
Yeah, the HP maxes were all wrong. So, like, as in, for some reason, it's saying 12. So I've changed it all. So now that's why it's now actually it is true HP.
I cast slow.
Retarded means slow. Was he slow?
You all time around up to 6 creatures of choice in a 40-foot cube within range. Each target must have a wisdom saving throw or be affected by the spell for the duration. And effective target speed is halved. It takes -2 penalties to DC to AC and dexterity savers. It can't use reactions. Ooh. You can use either an action or bonus action, not both. Can't make more than one melee. Jesus Christ! If you
Look at that square.
I'm gonna cast it in that, and I'm gonna add on my fucking, bear with me, my meta magic option that I got from my Boon of Valor, and use careful spell, which will exclude.
You don't need to. You choose the 6 creatures.
Up to 6 creatures.
I won't waste that. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's no worry. So DC 15.
Yeah, the ghouls and the displacer beast.
DC 15 save. Okay, so the displacer beast saves.
Fuck off, man.
And
what
all 3 saves.
That was a level 3 spell.
Yeah, mine was a level 3 spell.
Call 1 saves. And they're all safe.
Sorry, you just rolled.
I rolled an 18, a 16, a 20, and a 16.
What the fuck?
On a fail, does it say? On a creature effect, on a successful save, does the effect ends for it? So yeah, none of they all have a saved against that spell. So nothing happens.
I turn to Cyril and go, I actually swear I am the Master of Mages. This never happens.
I will say you do have your portent if you want to use them at this point on any of the creatures. You're welcome to.
Shit,
but it's up to you.
I even have that stuck to my computer screen on a post-it note because I always forget. Can I give the displacer beast a 6, please?
You can indeed. So the displacer beast fails. So its AC is -2, its dexterity is -2, its speed is half, can only make 1 attack. Cool. Ghoul number 3's go. It's going to run over to you, Yeg, and it will make a claw attack at you. So,
fucking come at me.
Does a 14 hit?
I'm not even looking at my thing. It does. No. It does.
No.
14 hits. Okay, you take 14 damage. Sorry, no, 5 damage. 5 damage, okay, but you need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 10.
Constitution saving, bang.
You pass, so you're all good. No paralysis for you.
Good stuff.
You take 5 damage and that's it.
Yeah, amazing.
Man said paralysis. What are you on about?
Okay, I've got a couple of questions.
Ask away.
Firstly, if you were to define the displacer beast as a type of creature, what would you describe it as?
A displacer beast, I can tell you exactly what it is a monstrosity large in size.
Okay. Secondly, what's the light like in the shadows?
It is darkness everywhere. It is complete darkness. Like, it is darkness, not like blind darkness, but it is darkness in all areas. There is very little light here. Yep, you can move to there.
So I'm just going to move the other side of this ghoul. I'm going to take on my form of dread.
Cool, just back in the chat so I don't forget.
You're looking
So I'm
straight
gonna
dreadful
roll-
out here.
So I've got 8 plus 6, which is 14. Just put that in there. And then I'm going to make an attack against Ghoul 2 with my glaive in hopes of freeing Zarlok up.
A 26 hits, roll damage, and I'll make a wisdom saving throw as well.
Also, in my form of dread, I can also, because of my new ability, I can roll an additional damage dice when determining necrotic. Well, technically, all of my damage now is supposed to be necrotic, but if that's not how you want to rule it, I can roll an additional damage dice for my weapons, basically. I don't know how
you would roll an extra D10. The extra D4, the necrotic damage, it doesn't stack. As in obviously I know it's all necrotic, but the extra D4 you've got as an addition is just the 1, but you can re-roll the damage die, which is the D10. So as you run forward, you sort of slide underneath the ghoul's arm, and as you come up behind it, stab into the back of the ghoul, rendering it dead. For some reason now, all of the X's and stuff don't work anymore because I need to refix those macros, but that ghoul is...
And I've already taken the attack action and have no more movement, so I guess I'm just going to turn around to the other ghouls and go... Rah!
You go rear, and they don't seem to care too much. Cool.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right, and it is now the Displacer Beast's go.
What's he got in his locker?
So he only gets 1 attack now, and his speed is halved, I believe, from the slow. Target speed is halved, -2 penalties to AC and dexterity saving throws, and can't use reactions. And it can only use an action, and it only gets 1 attack. Okay, so it only gets 20 feet of movement rather than 40. Cool. That's the end of the Displacer Beast's go. Now it's Cyrell's go. And he is going to... What's he going to do? He's going to listen to your instruction of hiding and staying away. So he's going to run over here and sort of crouch underneath this tree. But he is also going to cast Haste on Zarlok.
You're all my boy.
Yep. So Zarlok, you get double speed, +2 to your AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and 1 extra action. So you can make 1 extra attack basically on every turn.
Holy shit.
He's got 3 attacks per turn. Fuck.
4 technically if he uses his bonus action to attack as well.
Just about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he could add a bardic inspo to it as well.
And he's got Bardic if 1 misses. So that is the end of Cyrell's go. It's now this ghoul's go. This ghoul is going to come up to you, Jaff, and it is going to make a claw attack against you. Does a 10 hit? I'm assuming no.
Just not. No.
That's the end of its go. We're back at the top of initiative. Zarlok, you are up. Oh, sorry. This basically has to make another wisdom saving throw to see if it can break the effect of its what do you call it? Of its slow. So Displacer Beast. Wisdom fail, so it's still under the effect of slow. Cool. All right, Zarlok, you're up. You are at disadvantage on the attack, but not on the intelligence check. You've heard of Displacer Beasts in sort of in your clan who were renowned fighters. You know, you didn't learn a lot of stuff, but you always learn about how to fuck up animals that were evil and monsters and stuff. And you know that a Displacer Beast. You know that this Displacer...
Oh, thank God you said that, actually.
A Displacer Beast is... you look at it and it's always shimmering and like its location doesn't look like it's normal.
For fuck's sake, bravo.
Come on, Fred, you've got 4.
Fred, if you reckless
I
attack,
know.
So you learn that basically. So if you hit it once, the disadvantage goes. But obviously, until you hit it, you're at disadvantage.
Right. Well, I'm going to reckless attack, so that gives me...
Okay, so your first one is just normal. So usually it's a normal attack then. That hits, and now disadvantage goes, so the rest of them will have advantage. So roll for damage. 16 points on the first one, and now you can roll the other 3 at advantage for that. So we have 11, 15, and 12. So 38 points of damage
That's nice.
So you run up to this displacer beast, sword in hand, and you just start slicing at it. You duck underneath one of the tentacles, slice across its stomach, roll out of the way, stab it in its chest, then bring up your arm, pull the sword out, stab it in the shoulder, and bring it down once again, like just below the cheek, and like slicing off a bit of flesh and literally showing off more of its fangs. And you have absolutely fucked up this displacer beast. It does not look happy. It snarls at you, and it's come back. It doesn't look happy. Yeah, you are up.
No, bro.
Okay. I'm just gonna swing with my long sword, two-handed. Yeah, that's me swinging.
You are welcome to add your booming blade cantrip to that as well, because it is part of the attack action.
Ooh.
Good DMing, reminding him every swing attack.
Did it?
Cool. So 17 hits, you roll damage, and you add 2d8.
2d8. You love to fucking see it. 2d8.
So 9 plus the damage of the attack.
Oh god, so I'm clicking. Plus the damage.
9. So 18 damage total, and if it moves, take another 2d8. So 4 minus 18. Cool. So yeah, as you pull out your longsword, it sings with a hum of music. What sort of music does your longsword make when you pull it out?
I think my sword is dubstep in this moment.
It's dubstep, yeah. I like that. Literally, the shadow feathers all of a sudden filled with the sound of Skrillex, and as you bring down the sword into the ghoul, like a proper like electro synth melody just like shrieks out of all directions, and it slices the ghoul just across the chest, a big diagonal gash, pulling out this black, thick, necrotic blood sludge. Anything with your bonus action, or is that you done?
I think that is me done. Is my breath weapons an action, I think, right? Oh, you can use
an
your
action,
action.
yeah,
I
sure.
literally, I'm blind. Yeah, I'm done.
Gildor Gilgalad, you are up.
I'm going to cast Mind Spike on the Displacer Beast.
14 unfortunately misses. Oh, no, it's with the saving throws, the rest damage. Never mind. Wait. Why is it rolled? It shouldn't roll. I don't know why it's rolled. Oh, I've done that wrong. Sorry. Because it's a spell that's not in the thing. Don't worry, I'll fix that later. Wisdom saving throw, and your DC is 15. Displacer Beast. Save. Wisdom. It saves, so it just takes half of 3d8. Loving that 20. Roll 3d8, and you'll take half of that. So it takes 7 points of damage. As you focus your thoughts and you project this psychic energy towards Displacer Beast, it takes hold but not fully, and you just see this basically sort of shake its head and snarl. Its focus still on Zarlok, but it now knows you're there, and you're in his mind you're up next. Anything with your bonus action, or is that you all done?
I am going to just move ever so slightly backwards, probably to about.
Cool. It's the ghoul's turn now. Ghoul 3, which is on you, Yeg. It's going to make a claw attack at you. Does a 20 hit?
Eesh.
I'm assuming yes.
It does.
8 points of slashing damage, and I need another Constitution saving throw for you. 14 saves. So you just take the damage, no paralysis. So the ghoul sort of slashes its claw at you.
What was it? 8. Sorry.
8 damage.
Yeah.
And that's the ghoul's go. Jaff, you're up.
I'm gonna just swing my glaive at him twice, I think. Swing it once.
You roll damage?
And I'll roll another d10. I can do this once per turn.
Yep. So another 6. And then roll your second attack. 27 also hits. Roll damage for another 17 damage.
Oh my word.
So up against this ghoul, you twirl your blade in your hand and you bring down it in sort of like almost like a Jedi swing, crossways, back up, and crossways again, and leaving an X slash on this ghoul, and it staggers down to one knee, looking very hurt. It's the Displacer Beast's go. The Displacer Beast still only gets one attack, so it's going to make another tentacle attack at you. 25, it actually gets reckless attack, so it gets advantage on you. They both hit, so it's fine. So Zarlok, you take 10 points of damage, half to 5 because you're raging. So you take 5 points of damage as its tentacle flicks out and hits you in the shoulder and sort of scrapes down across your chest. And that's the end of the displaced beast go. Cyril is maintaining concentration on the haste. So he needs to save a 3rd level spell slot. So he instead is going to cast Sanctuary on you, Yeg. It's not a spell. It's not a concentration check. So if something tries to hit you, it has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
I love that.
That's the end. The displaced base needs to make another save. See if it saves against the slow, which it fails, and that's the end of the Cyril's go. Ghoul 1 is going to go up against you, Jaff. He's going to make a claw attack at you. Crits for 8 points of damage. I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm going to take my reaction, and as it hits me, you see coming from my necklace 2 kind of spectral wings and a force of black energy shoot out from these wings that appear kind of out of my chest. Do I still need to make the con save?
Yeah, it still hit you regardless. You've got to make the con save, but we'll see if it gets pushed away from you.
Okay, let me
Mate,
make
we've
the
all
con
got
save.
turbo abilities now.
Con saves so you don't get paralyzed, and it's
So the saving throw will be 8 plus 5
plus 3. So 16 is the save, which it does save. So it takes half of the damage and isn't pushed away. So roll 2d8. So as it hits into you, a black necrotic sort of pulse of energy flies out, hits the ghoul, but it manages just to right itself before it flies backwards, taking a little bit of damage. Cool. That is the end of the ghouls go, and we are back to the top of the round at Zarlok. So it's now so your Rex attack is finished. It's been a new set of rounds, so it's the disadvantage again from the displacement beast. So if you want to use Rex attack to make it normal, you can, but if you don't, it will be with disadvantage. 22 hits, so roll damage, and the rest you have advantage on.
Holy shit.
17 points of damage. Roll another one with advantage this time. 24 hits. That's gonna, with your minimum damage, will kill it. So, how do you want to kill this displaced beast?
Let me think.
Well, the anticipation is killing me. Take your time, Zarlok. We're not in any great danger or anything.
I like to imagine all of the ghouls and us were watching together.
I think we're all watching.
I wonder what he's going to do.
I'm gonna do. This is gonna be a bit underwhelming to you guys, but Zarlok's gonna stab it in the ribs because it's so damaged. It's just gonna like drop to the floor. Zarlok's gonna go up to it and just like put out its misery and just like. What's the word where you like nicely kill something?
Like
You're gonna put it down rather than like make it savage.
Yeah.
You as you run up to this displacer beast, you know you've always had an affinity for beasts, and even though you know it's a monster, you still understand that it is. You know, it looks like a dog. It's kind of cute a little bit. So you see how you see it's in pain, and you very like harmless. Well, not harmless. You very gently end its life by as painless as possible, as it slides across its throat. And it drops to the floor dead with a peaceful look on its face as it falls and dies. You also have 2 more attacks and movement, so you can move around and do some more stuff if you want.
Oh no!
You still have advantage. Yet your Rex attack is everything has advantage, but everything has advantage against you.
Freddy is just a fucking wrecking ball.
16 hits, roll damage. 21 hits, roll damage.
Hey.
For 12 points of slashing damage. And yeah, after killing 2 things in a row, you run up to the last one and just slice across its arm, and like a big long gash starts to open up on its forearm, and it looks worse for wear. That's the end of your go, Zarlok.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeg, you are up.
I'm going to one-hand attack with my longsword. Try and style it out after not
With
finishing
your
off.
booming blade still up.
Yeah, why not? If I can, why not?
Yep. Yeah, it's a cantrip. It's part of the attack action. Yep, that hits. Roll damage and roll your 2d8.
Fucking love that. One hand. Bosh. That's that. And then
8 points and then roll 2d8.
Yeah. 2d8. Jesus.
And that is just enough damage to finish it off.
Yeah.
And with the power of Skrillex, you bring your longsword up and just lop off the head of this ghoul, and its body and its head falls on the floor, separated. And as combat ends, the last thing you hear as the ghoul sort of dissipates and forms a black shadow and smoke, you rehear those whispers in your ear of your father, Gildor, of Drakkar, Yeg, of your brother, Jaff, and of one of your Goliath companions, Zarlok.
Brother Francois.
Your brother Francois, yeah.
Do you mean my sister?
No. Your brother, you got two brothers and two sisters, and your brother is called Francois. At least that's what I have in my notes.
The family tree can be readdressed another time.
Am I wrong? I have two brothers and two sisters. I have the. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send this to you and tell me if you think I'm wrong.
Hang on a minute. You made a pact with a lich. How deep does family run for you? Like, is that a thing? Like, are you a family man? That was a raging success, boys. Well played.
That was.
Yeah.
Cyril, mate, come out. Fantastic.
With your
I'm going to
hands
give him a
up.
fucking huge pat on the back.
Yeah, no, he's done well.
Well listened, mate. Let's reel off. You listened well. Great spell casting. Didn't get hurt. I'll honestly say MVP of the fight. Well played, mate. Keep that up. Government is calling your name.
Oh, I can't wait to be in charge of the questions. I cannot wait to be in charge of the questions. I've got so many. Thank you. And he sort of nods his head as almost like semi-bows to you. Zarlok, for a minute, how long is it after let me just double check haste.
Yeah, well played.
That was
all involved.
excellent from all of us.
Zarlok, what was that with the... You didn't know you were an animal man? Or you never brought that up?
I am quite fond of beasts and mythical creatures.
That's cool, man. That's really
surreal. Honestly, didn't pin you for that. Didn't see that.
No, that's
any
nice.
elaboration on that, or you just like them? Like,
they are quite cute.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Dude, that's really nice. It's like I feel really like connected with you right now.
And I want you to know, I won't take you crushing my dad's head, but gently putting the displacer piece down personally at all. Like, there's no sort of bad blood there or grudge at all.
There is a difference between humans and animals.
I like this new you. You're talking facts right now. Big fan. Keep this up, buddy. Everyone is on great form right now. Morale, get it up.
Yeah.
Stop looking in dirty puddles that are giving you bad dreams. And fucking let's go.
Yeah. Dude, hype. Let's go.
So you all continue through the MURKMIRE expanse, the boggy, swampy wasteland. And as you reach the edge of the expanse, you come to the Vale of Hollow Echoes. Surrounded on either side by jagged, stony peaks, at the center lies a valley. It is full of petrified trees again, with these crystalline ravens throughout the boughs, and it seems empty, but as you begin to journey through it, you once again hear whispers. These whispers are different, not of voices of people you may know, or voices of desperate pleas. These are battle cries and people that are engaging in combat, and there are clashes. You hear clashes of swords, explosions of cannons and rune powder barrels, and you just hear amongst the silence the sound of war. Some of this is alien to some of you who don't really know war, but to people like Jaff and Zarlok and even Yeg to an extent, who have been around battles and war and this sort of environment, the clang of metal and the clashes of steel are familiar. And as you continue on in your journey, you see that some of the souls that are sort of floating around the Vale are reenacting these battles. They are clashing swords. They are on mounted sort of steeds of shadow as they are running towards each other with lances, and you do your best to steer clear of these clashes as you continue through the Vale. As you reach sort of the last area of the Vale before the fog becomes too thick to see, you see standing in front of you two wraith-like beings that have just finished dispatching some souls in front of you, and they look to each other, eager to carry on their bloodlust. And they look up and see you guys, and they pull out their swords and they stare you down, almost inviting you to make the first move.
No, not again. Fuck.
What if we don't make the first move?
I was going to say, I'm apprehensive of this.
We come in peace.
Yeah.
I say we take action immediately.
Zarlok, wait, buddy, you're exhausted. You're not thinking straight.
Can you make perception or investigation or insight? Any of the three?
I'm going to go with an is anyone helping me? Are we?
Yeah, I'll help. Because
you get advantage on the
I've
roll.
got that in my locker. I can definitely guide you.
On a 22 investigation, from the distance you are away, you see that these wraiths are humanoid. Obviously, they look like shadowy tendrils, but they have humanoid features, and you actually see that they're both clad in armor, and you recognize on the armor, two symbols. I'd say make a religion check on the symbols for me, again with advantages as Yeg is helping you out. On an 18, you see one of them has the symbol of a golden sunburst, almost like a sun with rays of light coming out of it, whilst the other has a black crescent moon cradling a silver star. And you know these are you know that the sunburst is the symbol of Azureth, and the black crescent moon is the symbol of Noctis. And you also realise that black crescent moon is similar to the sigil you've seen a few times. The symbol you've seen doesn't have the silver star that it cradles. It is simply just the black crescent moon. But it does look too similar to be a coincidence.
Wait, so who was the just regular crescent moon crest for?
You remember seeing that on two different occasions. It was something left behind by Brix when he escaped from Voshal with the skull. And then when you were speaking with Snow in his sort of icy hut back in Voshal, he showed you a vision he had, and it was of a army sort of traveling through a war-torn area, and behind a commander whose face you couldn't see was a banner with that black crescent moon on the back of it.
And that's for the god Noxious?
Noctis. So Noctis is the black crescent moon, but he also has a cradling silver star. And you also remember, you know very little about Noctis in general, but when you had that book of religions that you found in...
I was about to say whether or not Triple G could whack open the book of religions for Noctis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So as you open the...
Oof.
You haven't got to make a check. You have the book. It's fine. You have to make a reading check. Poking through the book, obviously, it's not. You can't really like sit there and read through the entire chapter. But you remember that in the book that you found, both Noctis's name and Azureth's name were removed and crossed out and replaced in Azureth's by Azaran, and in Noctis's name was replaced by Quinlan. Who were the heroes that were mentioned in the Tale of the Shadow and Light. Noctis is the... Sorry, we just go to the right page. Noctis is the ruler of Pandemonium, the Howling Deaths. and it is a neutral, a chaotic, evil realm of darkness, destruction, villainy, and evil.
So, Solareth and Noctis, in these religious books, were replaced in a period of time by the names Quinlan and Azureth.
Yeah,
we know who they are.
Yeah, in ink. So as in, like the book has the book is a standard book that you could probably find at any good bookstore, W. Smith or whatever. But Vilgefortz, who had this copy, crossed out the name Noctis and replaced it with Quinlan, and crossed out the name Solareth and replaced it with Azaran. For what reason, you don't know.
And Solareth is the god of, you said
Solareth is the god of the sun. He's also known as the Dawn Father, god of goodness, light, radiance, and he, if I just double check, he is his plane is Mount Celestia, the lawful good plane of virtue, divine order, where angels and saints and ascended mortals aim to end up in their afterlife.
Jan,
Yes,
could I try something?
you may certainly try anything.
Which one has the Solareth crest?
Wraith 1.
Wraith 1. Could I try to gently approach Wraith 1? And I'm going to do this very gently. I'm actually going to put my glaive down before I start walking towards it.
Down on the floor or on your back away?
I'm gonna put it down on the floor.
As you put your glaive down on the floor, the wraiths relax a touch, but they still watch you warily.
I'm gonna really slowly approach this. I'm gonna pull my glove off my hand and kind of hold my hands up very carefully. And I'm going to try and approach it and cast Speak with Dead as I touch it.
I can make a... What check would this be? Make a general charisma check to not spook the wraith as you approach. So you've moved to about here-ish, I'd say, and your glaive is currently left here.
Can I use my heroic inspiration to re-roll that, please?
You can indeed.
That's huge, whatever that is.
Oh, fuck!
As you get closer, the wraith seems to sense something on you, some sort of darkness, and it rears its sort of head up, pulls out a like a black sword at the moment, sprints towards you, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh.
Here we go.
Yeah!
Don't roll me, blame the dice!
I really wanted that to work, for fuck's sake.
Now you know
It
how I
would have
feel
had you
whenever
rolled
I do
slightly better.
anything. Where the fuck am I going here?
I could have. The thing is, I rolled twice and they were both bad. I could have done with some portent die there or something. But
Do you know what? I very nearly gave you one of them, but I've already got the other one. And
I know you do.
You can't roll above a 10 with a +5 charisma. You don't deserve my portent.
I know. I literally rolled twice as well. I'm also now how far away from my glaive?
Yeah, you are not at your glaive. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Wraith 1, Wraith 2. Cool, we're on initiative. All right, Wraith 2 is up first. Let's get some combat music going. And let's go. The Wraith number 2 has a 60-foot fly speed, and it is going to come directly towards you, Jaff.
What do you reckon?
Yep. And It is going to make a melee weapon attack. It's going to pull out again its black sword and make an Arcana check for me before it attacks you. The sword just reeks of necromantic energy, something you have an affinity to from your now like warlock patron. You feel necrotic energy like resonating off of that. So you take. You have the 17 hit.
It does.
I need a Constitution saving throw. You take 17 points of necrotic damage, and your HP max is reduced also by 17.
Dude, I was like
Fuck.
so close to saying cutting words, but he started saying damage, so I lost the chance.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's way funnier this way, man. It's way funnier this way.
So yeah, 17 points of damage, Jaff, and your HP max is reduced by 17 for now.
I'm not going to change it because then I might... Wait, let me just make a note of my HP
Make a note of your HP max, yeah, and then just... Yeah.
I don't forget what my actual HP max
This
is.
is not an ideal situation.
Oh wait,
Yes,
yeah. Can I actually use my reaction to use?
Yes, you can. You have one more use of it, I'm assuming, because you have it up to your proficiency bonus.
Which is 3, so I have 2 more uses of it.
But after this one, you have one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So it is a
so it's
strength save.
DC 16.
Saves.
Fuck.
So it takes half of the 2d8.
Saves, man.
To be fair, it's got a -2, so it actually rolled really well, so it takes 5 points of damage, but it is not shoved backwards. Cool.
So it's right up fucking on me.
Right up on you, yes. And your glaive, by the way, is in the square in line with Gil.
Yeah, I know.
Zarlok, you are up.
I'm gonna rage.
Cool.
The least enthusiastic rage.
I'm gonna rage.
Oh, that's not
I'm
right.
fucking sweating sitting here. And then I'm gonna Storm Cleaver. Fuck.
11
You
misses.
can add a buff.
Oh yeah, you got your inspiration, so you can add a D8.
D6.
D8.
D8 now, yeah.
D8.
Yep. You've got to roll a 2 or higher. It hits. So roll damage.
Beautiful.
15 points of damage. You have one more attack. 23 hits for 14 points of damage. So you run through, and your sword, passes through. Luckily, Stormcleaver's magical. So as your sword passes through the wraith, just the magical energy of Stormcleaver still starts to disrupt its incorporeal, smoky, shadowy form, and it looks fragmented in places. There's holes and sort of little gaps through the shadow now as it starts to sort of re-knit itself back together. But it looks like it has taken some monumental damage from those attacks.
I am going to cast Mage Hand on top of Luke's sword, pick it up, and float it to him.
Yeah, that's fine enough. I think that's it's your glaive. How heavy is 10 pounds in kg? 10 pounds.
Pounds in kg. That's 4 kg.
It can weigh anywhere from about 5 to 6 pounds. That's fine. You're good.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you can move it 30 feet, which we'll get there. So the glaive is deposited into Jaff's hand.
That's humongous from you, Triple G. Jesus, that's actually crazy. I have mage hand and I didn't even think of that.
I'm going to stand there and end my turn.
Cool. Cyrell's go. You haven't said anything to Cyrell, so he is going to.
No.
It's slow motion, no.
Look how short his health bar
naked
is as
fucking
well.
wizards sprinting towards the rain.
Cyrell, look at his HP. No.
Can I take a reaction?
Actually, you're okay. He's not going to run towards it. Actually, if he's got no spells that are close up, really, so he's kind of lucky. He's not going to think of that to be a good idea.
Can I get down, Mr. President? Sorry.
Instead, what's he going to do? He's
Can I
going
forfeit
to.
my turn to tackle him to the ground as he runs across?
He is circles. The size is a 20-foot radius. Oh, he's going to cast Fireball on that point and hit both of the wraiths.
Dude, Ganfell
So
reincarnate.
they have to make dexterity saving throws. Wraith 1 fails, Wraith 2 succeeds for 4d. It was 66 damage.
66.
20 points. However, you do notice that the fire seems to have less of an effect than it usually would. So, as the fireball goes off, a lot of the shadows of the wraith seem to absorb the flames, and it doesn't seem to do as much damage as he would have liked. That's final done. Jaff, you're up, and your glaive is now in your hand.
I ask what type of creatures these wraiths are.
Human.
Wraiths are undead.
Perfect. I'm going to cast Magic Circle on the Wraith 1 and attempt to imprison it within the Magic Circle. It can't make any save. Oh no, sorry, Charisma save.
Charisma save.
Yeah.
That's only if it attempts to teleport or
into playing the trap.
Travel. So otherwise, it is trapped within. Shall I draw the little circle around it?
Yes, please. Is it a 10-foot radius? So it's 4 blocks wide, basically.
Yeah.
No, it's bigger than that.
I'm attempting to trap it within that.
Cool.
So that's my action, I believe. That's an action. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's probably an action.
What is your spell save DC, by the way, just so I know, in case it does try to move out?
16.
16, cool.
But it has to either teleport or
use interplay and travel. Yeah, you are correct.
Then I'm gonna move to the edge of this circle, so I won't take an opportunity attack, right?
Yeah, you're fine there.
And then I'll just take on my form of dread for now.
This is fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm gonna do shatter. Bang. I don't know if that.
16 Constitution save, and it's thunder damage on which wraith are you aiming?
Wraith 2. Oh yeah,
Wraith
this
2.
is gonna be bad for the other two.
Okay, so DC 16 con save. It fails, but once again, you feel like the thunder damage is sort of absorbed by the shadows. So it's not quite as devastating as you quite hoped. Yep, it's gonna look at you kind of angrily, but just sort of it's gonna run up against the wall, bounce off of it, run back and get angry. And that's basically the end of its go. Wraith 2 is going to. Is it a concentration spell, Magic Circle? I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
That's fucking busted. Oh, why did I tell you about that spell? You didn't even know it existed. I told you about it. Fuck. Right. Okay, well, then Wraith 2 is going to attack you then, Jaff. Fuck you. With its life drain attack. So it pulls out its sword, does a 20 hit. It does. You take 25 necrotic damage, and your H. And you make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my fucking god.
7, that's a fail, so your HP max also goes down by 25.
Oh! Guys, I am not very healthy currently.
And by the way, if your HP max is reduced to 0, you do die. No saves, no unconscious, you're dead.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last, I'm gonna use, oh wait, no, I haven't used my reaction this time. I'm going to use my last one of these because I need to get this thing away from me.
Cool. Strength saving throw, DC 16, yes?
Yeah.
It fails, so it is pushed back to here, and I need 8 points of damage. does it invoke opportunity attacks? I guess it does. So Zarlok, you also get an opportunity attack on it as it flies past you.
Go on, Zarlok. Take him down.
So, what do I roll here?
Just an attack. Normal attack. 13 misses.
Ah.
Cool. But now it is your go, Zarlok. 11's a miss. One more attack. 24 hits, roll damage.
That's what we like.
And that is just enough to do so. So as the wraith exploded back 10 feet, you run after it. You slap after it with the first attack, and it just sort of misses because it is knocked around. And as you sort of try to slash overhead on its body on the floor, it rolls out of the way. But when with your other attack, you just bring your sword horizontally across, severing the shadow in two, and it lets out a blood-curdling scream as the shadow tendrils break apart, float off into nothingness, and dissipate around. And we're still technically initiative, so I will move through to Gildor Gilgalad.
I would like to approach the magic circle and attempt to reason with this wraith, seeing as it is trapped and it can't do anything.
How do you attempt to reason with it?
I am going to say, please, we mean you no harm. We just want to talk. If you can understand us, please just calm down and listen to us.
Make a persuasion check. You see that as you approach, the wraith was sort of thrashing around on the inside, banging on the sides of this magic circle with no way of escaping. And as you speak, it clearly understands you, and it calms itself slowly, and it takes its sword out of its sheath and stabs it down to the ground directly in front and says, I will listen, but I do not like being imprisoned in this circle of whatever this is.
Magic, I believe.
It speaks common.
It does. It knows all of the languages it knew in its life.
We get that. We don't want to imprison you, but we don't like being attacked either. We only wanted to talk in the first place, so let's get a bit of trust back here. My name's Gildor. That's JPJ. This is Zarlok, and that's Yeg in the back with Cyril. Don't talk directly to Cyril, please. Don't look him in the eye. My friend here, and I point to Jean-Pierre, he has some questions for you, so let's try and build a bit of a rapport. Maybe we can even help you out, you know? Do you even want to fucking be here? Does it look great?
He sighs, and we'll come out of initiative now, and we'll give you a little victory sound.
Leave it out, Kenku. Kenku, get the fight music off for you.
Yeah, nice bit of victory sound, and the wraith stops thrashing around and calms down and says, I am, or at least I was, Lucian Thorn. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, I guess. And it feels really weird seeing this thing that just looks evil and malevolent speaking with quite a nice voice.
Just casual, quite very human, relaxed. Very like...
Yeah.
Thorn, that last name's ringing a bell.
Can I make a history check, Jan, to see if I recognise that name?
I'm 100 doing that.
You can. Triple G on that 20 history. It's very brief. It's actually some knowledge that you got through reading scriptures from the Aradok tribe of the Paladins, and in their scriptures they have, most of it focuses on the Paladins of Corellon and all of their dealings and all of their escapades in their past. But you also remember that Paladins have worked together in the past for reasons that they may have, and Lucian Thorn was a paladin of Soloreth, who was someone that fought in Soloreth's name. He was not a leader, but he was fairly high up. You actually remember that the leader of Soloreth's paladins from thousands of years ago, this is going back towards the War of the Gods time, was the champion of Soloreth, Aurelion Skybrand, and Lucian Thorn was one of his commanders, I guess, in his paladin army that was used to sort of spread the light in Sodorith's name. And you know that they had many, many battles with the followers of Noctis.
I am going to say to him, Lucian, it's good to meet you. I have a question for you, and I'm going to pull my religion book out and say, so you are a paladin of this guy, and I'm going to point to Soloreth.
Correct, yes.
And you obviously, it seems like common logic would dictate you guys oppose this guy, Noctis.
Correct, and he points to where the shadowy remains that are starting to dissipate of the other one. Me and him were locked in endless battles in this realm of death until one of us was the victor. We could not pass into afterlife. So with the fact that I didn't destroy him and you did, I don't know whether that has doomed me to eternity here or has freed me. I guess only the Raven Queen will know.
I'm gonna show him my book, and I'm gonna show him the names Quinlan and Azureth and say, do you recognise these names?
He looks at those names and says, I believe that to be forgotten knowledge. I'm surprised mortals such as yourself were able to understand, to know what. Do you know what this means? Do you know those names, who they are?
Well, what you're describing, your endless battle with that guy, is the same story as what happened with these guys. They were chosen by Umbrasil and Atraxes, and they were in an endless battle until, well, they weren't. Until one sacrificed himself and ended the fight. So the puzzle pieces are there, but I just can't put together why someone would erase the first two gods that you guys would worship and rewrite their names.
I see your confusion. However, it is not a case of erasing those gods. It's simply who they actually are. Before there were gods, there were the primordials. And when the primordials fell, the gods emerged from their power. And Azaran was the human champion who became Soloreth. And Kinlan, the drow champion, who became Noctis. Noctis is not someone different to Kinlan. Azaran is not someone different to Soloreth. They are the same person. But over thousands of years, the name for deities change and they adopt perhaps a more divine and radiant name. But Azaran became Soloreth and Kinlan became Noctis, and their battle continues to this day, albeit different. Not people fighting, simply the never-ending battle of shadow and light, darkness and light that exists all throughout the world.
Your knowledge of their battle is simply metaphorical. People fighting in the name of Soloreth and Noctis. They're not really physically fighting, are they? Or you wouldn't know where if they were.
No. Now they have ascended to godhood. They don't consider themselves necessary to fight in physical. They fight with ideologies. They fight with a never-ending battle of darkness and radiance that exists on all planes at all times, forever in perpetuity. But the gods themselves do not battle. They do not quarrel in that way. They actually have to, in a sense, not work together, but exist. And ever since the War of the Gods ended, they have to exist in some level of harmony and balance, as decreed by Ao. But their ideologies still are at war through mortals, through thoughts, and through the desires of the people. Ao does his best to balance them, but there is never a true balance between everything, is there?
Can I ask, how long ago was it that you were mortal? You were, alive?
Thousands of years ago. Thousands and thousands of years ago. I fought during the War of the Gods. That's where I fell.
Okay. Can you? I mean, couple of questions. Can you tell me about Azaran and who he was then as a mortal?
He was a good-hearted human, one of the first humans to really walk the world. You know, I didn't know him personally. I can only go off of scriptures that have been lost to time. But
So he was alive before you.
oh yes, you have to understand. I was born, lived, and died all during the War of the Gods, which happened not too long after the fall of the Primordials. But before the fall of Primordials, for at least from what the scriptures say, that is when humanity, life came into existence. And Azaran was one of the first beings to walk the earth as a human.
Right.
And it is said that he appealed to the good nature of Atraxes and aided him, whereas Kinlan was dark, malevolent, and evil and sided with Umbrasyl.
I've got another question. Your eternal rival was over there. His crescent moon with stars crest that he had across his chest. Have you ever seen that without the stars on it before?
I have. It was in ancient texts, and I believe that Noctis adopted it from its original source. The crescent moon was simply the sign, the sigil that followers of Umbrasyl used back during the fall of the Primordials. So I can only assume that Noctis, or Kinlan, being a devout follower of Umbrasyl, adopted that sigil as his own when he ascended to godhood. Obviously, he adapted it for his own reasons, but the inspiration came from the sigil of Umbrasyl.
And why is it that you are trapped here? Why did you not safely pass on to the afterlife?
As I said, the battle of light and dark exists everywhere, on all planes, and in a plane as powerful and dark as the Shadowfell, my light was less powerful than I could have hoped, and it seems that followers of Noctis, like the one you just dispatched, was not willing to let followers and those that believed in the light pass on peacefully. The never-ending battle exists everywhere around us, and just as it exists everywhere, it exists here, and I simply am a microcosm of that battle. But it seems, in this instance, light has prevailed for now. Hopefully now I can pass on.
So did you ever see Umbrasyl or Atraxes in the flesh?
No, as I said, the fall of the Primordials predates me by hundreds, if not thousands of years.
In
Listen.
regard... Oh, go on.
No, go on.
In regards to the Shadowfell itself, it seems like you've been here for a long time. And I presume that your eternal battle with that person over there... What was their name, sorry?
Zaknar Vrail.
Zaknar Vrail. Presumably that went across different parts of the Shadowfell. Have you ever happened upon the Ashen Paths before?
I have not. However, the Ashen Paths is where Zaknar came from. As I began my journey...
Where did you come from?
Honestly, it was so long ago, I don't remember. I was put up... Souls in the Shadowfell are pulled in a direction of the Fortress of Memories, and I began my journey to the Fortress of Memories. I travelled through the MURKMIRE expanse, and it was only when I reached here, this veil was where I was intercepted by Zaknar, and we have been here ever since, locked in a never-ending battle.
Uber long shot. I don't suppose you've seen a bloke like this Dragonborn, but a bit darker.
Yeah.
I'm afraid not.
No.
You're actually the first mortals I've seen in, well, I don't know how long time has been, but it's been a long time.
Okay, that's good. That means the sorcerer's not been through here before us. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, it depends how we got it.
He wouldn't have gone through the Ashen Path, surely. Everyone's talking that down.
No, but it seems like to me, bad people when they get here come through the Ashen Paths, and slightly less bad people come from the MURKMIRE. Well, I don't know. The Ashen Paths just seems like where bad people spawn in. It's where their like tactical insertions are, and they just like respawn down there, seemingly.
Okay.
But I don't know. If there's nothing more that we have to ask him, I'll say to him, well, look, it's up to you. We're happy to leave you here if that's what you'd like, but we can also put you out of your misery.
Or you can join us if you like. And
He says, I already feel a pulling, a pulling from the Fortress of Memories. I shall go there as soon as I can. Once this prison has been released from me, I shall begin my journey there and hope that the Raven Queen will allow me to go.
We're going there as well. You could always lead us there.
It's less of a I go as it's less of I can go when I want. The moment this spell dissipates, I will begin my journey there. I have no control over where I go. I will simply go.
So we'll have to run after
want to join the party.
I'll step back a little bit, I guess, then, and I'll drop Magic Circle.
As the circle dissipates, almost immediately he starts to float upwards towards the Fortress of Memories. And as he starts to slowly fade away into the distance, he says, farewell, and may you escape this place like I hopefully shall very soon. And he waves and starts to glide away off into the distance.
What a great guy.
Yeah, I hope he gets out.
Oh, I liked that guy.
Yeah. Hope he's judged fairly.
Just a little FYI to the party, I currently have a max HP of 9 hit points.
Cyril, brother.
Yes, and he runs towards and says, yes, what?
What's that tiny
Yegor's
hat?
going to give you his rundown of how that went. I gave you the last one. Over to you, Yeg. How'd you feel about that?
You did well, mate. I didn't even hear you breathe. Almost got worried you died, then decided I best keep looking at the wraith, so I didn't really think about you. But you did fantastic, and you didn't cause trouble, and so that's 2 for 2 right there. So well done, mate.
Yeah. So is the promotion looking
It's
likely?
looking well. It's looking good so far.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
He's
well
got
done.
a massive beaming smile on his face.
Good man.
Don't drop your standards though, because you've won over the two sort of,
Nice.
with a good cop to the party.
Yeah.
And then I sort of turned to.
We really should have alternated one.
Yeah. Should have sort of. Now you've got the sort of trial of.
Yeah. They do say the final 100 meters is the hardest part of a marathon.
Exactly.
So.
Anyway, Cyril, fantastic, mate. Let's keep going.
Can you? Yeah. Just fucking shut up.
Yeah.
Are you guys carrying on, or do you want to ask Cyril to produce a little place to stay?
He pops the tent, guys. I think.
Or can we not? Does Yeg have some healing we could do now, and then we keep going?
Yeah,
and
but
then
JPJ has 9 fucking health, brother. Or 9
I can't heal above 9 hit points. Well, Yan, can I ask, how does this work with my max
what is the
HP?
process?
The only way to get rid of it is either a long rest or a greater restoration.
Right, brilliant.
Cyril, pop the tent, brother.
Cool.
Get the hammer
Well,
out.
either that or I'm very liable to die soon.
Tiny hut,
So-
dude.
Cyrell pulls out a small crystal bead and he mutters a few incantation, and a dome just begins to spring into existence above you, and everything around it is like translucent, but he explains to you that people outside can't see you, people outside can't get into you. You have a small place to rest, and it lasts 8 hours. So you're all welcome to find somewhere fairly comfortable on the ground, pull out any bedrolls you may have, and try and get some sleep.
They're all. Feel like we got off on the wrong foot, brother.
Well, I try to please. I really want this job. I really want to be able to ask questions for a living.
That is so sick, man. I think you're going to be perfect in politics.
Cool. So you all take the time for a long rest.
Could I pretend to go to sleep for a little while?
You keep 9
Fucking hell.
Can I
Always one.
Can I check if the rest of the party have seemed like they've gone to sleep by a certain point? I'll wait like half an hour, an hour.
All right, make an insight check. Everyone seems asleep. Zarlok's snoring. Yeg sucking on his thumb, and Gildor's trancing. So you have 3.5 hours till Gildor wakes up from his trance.
I'm going to head over to Zarlok. I'm going to, while he's asleep, attempt to cast Charm Person on him.
Whack the spell in the description real quick.
This will be a max level, because if he's sleeping, would he make it with disadvantage?
I won't say, because it's a wisdom. It's going to be just a flat wisdom saving throw. He's your ally, but it's a flat wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So Zarlok, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? DC 16.
I can do, yes.
Come on, Zarlok.
My DC. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, his DC is 16, so you need to be a 16 on a wisdom save. Fail. So yeah, he regards you as a friendly acquaintance. What were you trying to do exactly?
I want to gently wake him up, and then I want to ask him why he's been so different recently.
Zarlok, you're shaken awake, and although you very much love your beauty sleep, you don't seem too angry at JAFF for waking you up from your slumber. You're having a nice little dream. You're surrounded by some puppies and some kittens and some cute little animals, and you've been rudely awoken by JAFF, but you don't find it rude.
Hello, mate. I was just thinking before I went to sleep, and I was just wondering, what's happened to you recently? You've seemed a little bit more well spoken, and I was just hoping you could give me some insight into what's so different about you now.
I'm not too sure what you're talking about, sir. I'm as confused as you are.
I mean, I'll insight check that.
Was I not like this when I met you?
Does he genuinely not himself know
I
what's
don't
going
think
on?
he
Make an insight check. He is completely honest. He is so confused as to what you're talking about. He does not understand why you think anything is up with him. He is like, why have you woken me up to ask me a stupid question, basically?
No, he's not, because he's charmed. But
Well, no, he's not angry at you for it, but he's still questioning the thought process behind this. It's silly. He's fine. He's a normal person.
Yeah, imagine getting woken up and someone saying your hair's white, and you're like, yeah, okay. Why'd you wake me up to tell me that?
Okay, I'm just going to take the hide action and disappear in front of him.
Cool. All right.
And then I'm going
Bloody
to...
Let me be
hell
clear.
was that?
I'll just make him think that was a dream.
I must be dreaming.
So you all continue. You'll get your long rest, health back, spells back, etc. You're all
Nice.
ready to
I
go.
back to actual health now, do I?
How
Back to normal
many
health, fully
skirmishes do you
health.
think we'll have in Shadowfell, guys?
Mate, they're fucking relentless.
Yeah, we've had 2 already. We haven't even got to the Veil of Hollow, whatever the fuck.
You're in the Veil of what is it called?
So
The Veil of Hollow Echoes. Currently, we haven't got
to
to
the
the Veil
Amphitheatre.
City.
Yeah.
The Amphitheatre, the city, or the fortress.
Cyril, brother, how many of those huts did you have?
Well, it's a spell that costs 3 levels, and I have 3 slots for that, so I could do it. I've got all my spells back now, so I can do it 3 times a day, I guess. But obviously, I have to
3 times
make sure
a
I
day,
save the
that's
thermal.
hilarious.
I have to make sure I save a 3rd level spell slot if you want to go to sleep, or a 4th level or a 5th level. As long as I have a spell slot.
I'm going to pull Triple G and Yeg aside in the morning in the tent as we're just kind of getting ourselves together and everyone's getting sorted. And I'm going to be like, I was asking Zarlok about why he's so different last night. And I think he thinks he's the same as he was before.
Yeah, it's whether or not we want to continue pushing him.
Like this
how are we gonna figure this out if he doesn't realise?
Well, I think we've got to keep going and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't know, he's not going to answer anything. So, sorry, I'm yelling. You can probably hear.
How are we ever gonna figure this out?
Okay, quick brainstorm. What do we remember he did? He got
hit on the head, but then I tried that again and nothing happened.
Yeah, but what was he hit on the head by? Who was it by? Was it someone big?
It was by a skeleton with the edge of their sword.
Oh, that is quite basic. Oh shit! Maybe he's just maybe he's just unlucky. Do you know what I mean?
Have we just considered that this is it now? Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying before. I think we just accept it and keep going. I mean, he's still the great warrior.
Zarlok.
He's still a great warrior, so nothing's changed
Cool
really.
guy, thoughtful now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a cool guy. I'm just a little bit like kind of put out.
I think we just see whether maybe he's getting
a drastic change.
Hey,
and everyone's just acting like he's always been like this.
Well, no, we specifically actually have been questioning him every single session, trying to grill an answer out of him.
I don't know. I guess.
I think we just vibe with it and see if any answer springs out.
I don't know. I was
just worry about him.
I don't know.
It's that lack of sleep, mate. Get a fucking good night's kit for once in your life.
Zarlok, your exhaustion's gone, by the way, so you're back to no disadvantage on stuff.
Sweet.
I'm actually in fairly good form, me.
That was.
All right, do you guys head off and carry the journey now?
I think we gotta crack on.
Yeah.
So.
Cyril starts leaping and bounding ahead and says, "We're close to the theatre. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go to the theatre."
Yes.
And you follow through towards the edge of the valley, of the vale that you guys are in, and you approach the edge of a Colosseum-like amphitheatre, and at the centre is sort of this blue, flaming sort of spectral shadow at its center. And looking around in the audience where people would seat, there are loads and loads of spectral souls, not threatening, they're just simply sitting waiting for something to happen. And at the base of the amphitheater, standing just in front of what would be the stage, is an ashen skin figure wearing a cloak made of raven feathers.
Oh shit!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh fuck!
As Cyril, not very quietly, runs towards the amphitheater, saying, "Yay! I think the show's starting soon. We get to watch something. This is so good."
Chill.
The ashen skin figure turns around. Anyone can make a intelligence check. I'd say Gildor with advantage to try and to understand what this figure actually is. Oof.
I may as well not even do it.
I mean, I'll roll one just in case, but...
Gildor, this is a Shadar Kai, which is a race of Fae, which is very, very, very similar to elves, that they sort of live and exist in a state between life and death. Elves, like high elves and wood elves, and pretty much all types of elves, they owe their origins, in a sense, to the Feywild. They are creatures of Fey that originated in the Feywild and then moved over into the material realm at some point in their history. Shadar Kai are the Shadowfell counterpart, as the Shadowfell is, in essence, a mirror and an opposite of the Shadowfell. The Feywild is a place of life, nature, chaos, colour, and the Shadowfell is the opposite. It's death, it's order, it's law, its darkness. Shadowkai aren't evil. They're just devoid of life. They exist in that sort of purgatory state. And as Cyril bundles through into the amphitheatre, making a rather large amount of noise, the ashen-skinned Shadowkai turns around and sees a bunch of mortals standing there. And in a very deep, booming voice, feminine but deep, you hear her say, "You are not of this plane. Mortals that walk the Shadowfell without a stated purpose are a danger to the balance of this realm. State your business if you wish to continue to the Veiled City, or I will reduce you to nothingness."
I think you should let us go. That's my reason, and I think I'm saying it in a persuasive manner. I'm saying, I think that you should let us go.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes.
With disadvantage.
Ah! You bastard. Damn.
She chuckles and says, "You are a funny one.
Thank you.
The next words out of your mouth better be a real reason or a real purpose. Otherwise, I will reduce you to ash first and your companions directly after."
I will tell you.
At least we're not first.
I will tell you my intentions.
Tell her about your parents.
Well, I suppose find my parents, because I feel like I heard or saw them. It looked an awful lot like this place. Well, not this place, not the Colosseum, but the Shadowfell. So that's why I'm here, basically. And there's also maybe something to do with someone who murdered my parents, but I don't know. I don't know if he's here.
She takes a moment and pauses and says, "For mortals to walk the Veiled City, safe passage from the dead is a necessity." And she pulls out from her pocket a censer. It's like a small pot, like made of ornate. This one's more of like a black metal with incense inside it, attached to like a set of chains, kind of like what priests might use to bless an area. And it's sort of letting off this sort of herbal smoke, and you see that as the smoke exists around her, all of the souls sort of shirk away and stay away. They don't get angry or they don't take any damage, but they stay away. It's sort of a way to ward them off. "If you wish for me to bestow upon you a censer of the Shadowkai, honesty will be your only way to gain my trust." And Lovely. She takes a moment, and you all feel a chill over your spine. Ooh. And she says, "I am Aristra, the Keeper of Tales. I am here to ensure that the core memories of a soul are preserved uncorrupted and ensure that they make it to Hades for judgment without any damage, any manipulation. I look to you all, and I see that you are not all honest with each other. There is so much unsaid between people that call themselves compatriots, that call themselves friends. Gildor," and she seems to know your name without even saying it, "you seem more of an open book, we'll say, compared to your companions. They seem to know. They seem to know who you are, the core moments in your life that made you the person you are. But I can hazard a guess that you cannot say the same of your friends, Gildor."
I'm fucking fuming. We said no fucking secret.
She continues and says, "For me to trust that your intentions in the deep heart of the Shadowfell are good, one of you must be willing to subject yourselves to a trial, to show me, and more importantly, your friends, that we can be trusted, that you are not trying to hide secrets about
I can be
yourselves to
trusted,
each other.
and I've got nothing to hide. I will be full. I'll be honest from here on out if you need.
Do you nominate yourself for the trial?
I will nominate myself ahead of the others.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'm gonna be
Gil
honest,
has-
guys. I'm, seeing the way Gil reacted, it made me feel quite awful, actually. So,
Gil has gone and sat 20 yards away on a step on his own.
You've joined the crowd.
I'm in the crowd on my own, yeah.
souls watching.
I say, come on, Cyril, let's go and fucking sit down.
And Aristra beckons you closer and tells you to make a point, stand in the center of the stage, in a sense.
okay.
Fuck, right, let me get my notes ready for this.
Watch me not be
Aristra
able to
says to
remember
you-
any of my answers.
YEGOR Froscale, son of Lyra and Mickey, you must play the part of yourself in your own story.
Oh.
If you lie or change details, entrance to the failed city will be forbidden. So ensure you are careful with your actions.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
As a bard, you should be well acquainted with plays and stories. Your job is simple. Play the role of yourself. As you stand in the center of this sort of blue shadowy flame, the shadows coalesce and they move around you. They whip up into a frenzy. And all of a sudden, they sort of explode outwards up against the walls of this Colosseum. And the scene begins to change. You're standing atop cold, stone, snow-coloured cliffs. And you look around and you recognise this Yeg as somewhere you've known very well. It's Wyvern Rock. It's your hometown. And some more of the shadows begin to change into a set of young white dragonborn. And these young white dragonborn crowd around you. And around you, the location sort of shifts. And you're now standing sort of surrounded by these people at the very edge of a cliff. And the dragonborn surround you and they start to hurl insults at you. You're a filthy half-breed, a disgrace to us noble dragonborn. Another one shouts, your mum betrayed her race and slept with a halfling of all people. She's no better than a common whore in these cities. No. And then one more dragonborn who you recognize as Drakkar steps directly in front of you.
Yeah.
And says, I, for one, am glad that the sorcerer killed them. My only shame is that he didn't get you either. And he sort of spits on you.
God. Oh
and
my.
at this point, Aristra beckons towards you to finish off the play, to continue your point in this story.
Oh my God. I shove Drakkar. I shove him.
And as you shove Drakkar Emberclaw, he loses his footing, slips and falls down the side of this cliff into a never-ending chasm. And a second passes, 2 seconds pass, 3 seconds pass before you hear a loud thud, and his body crashes on the rocks. His head, skull splits open, brain and blood blowing out. And the rest of the Dragonborn look around you in terror, in fear, and they sprint off towards what you see beyond, where the small enclave of huts and the little village of the white dragonborn live, screaming out, "He killed him! He killed Drakkar Yeg! He's killed him! We have to... Drakkar, he's dead!" And you see, as they reach the people, the rest of the citizens of Wyvern Rock, they all run towards you, some holding pitchforks, some in anger.
Oh, jeez. I'm legging it. I've only got the loot by my side. That's all I've got.
And Yeg legs it. He runs away. And the scene begins to dissipate and go back to normal. And Ivristra says, "The truth will set you free." And she turns around and looks at the party and says, "You now have more of an insight into your member. Maybe this will be a cue for the rest of you to be more open and honest about who you truly are. I will not force anyone else to reenact any scenes of their life, but the theatre is always open.
I'd like to nominate him, and I point to Zarlok.
A being must go in of their own volition.
Well, it's lucky I want to go in, isn't it?
Zarlok Greathorn, son of Drag Greathorn, please enter the stage. And she points to the centre of the stage, and as you enter over, once again, the blue shadows burst outwards and the scene changes. You see yourselves on a mountaintop high above the clouds. You know this Zarlok as the Pale Teeth, the mountain range on the border of Skarnus and Denthir. And you see a crowd of Goliath all around you. Big, huge Goliath, all in tribal tattoos, chanting. And on the other side of this sort of crowd, just in front of everyone, stands a huge Goliath holding Stormcleaver. And you recognise him as your father, Drag Greathorn. And as you stand there, you look to your side, and your weapon, Stormcleaver, doesn't seem to be there anymore. It's now being held by your father, Drag. And a hush comes over the crowd of chanting Goliaths, and a very smaller, older, very, very old Goliath walks out with a sort of a gnarled tree as his walking stick. And he says, Zarlok Greathorn, you challenge your father, Drag, to Vorkar. The winner of this duel will be the leader of the Skycarvers until comes a time a stronger claimant challenges the clan chief. May the power of the primordial titans be with you. And he slams his sort of wooden staff onto the ground, and a big thunderous echo shoots out across the amphitheatre towards you, kind of reverberating in your chest. And your father, Drag, pulls out Stormcleaver and very slowly, languidly relaxed, starts to walk you down. Zarlok, what happened in this moment? How do you reenact this moment in your history?
I went into combat with my father, honestly expecting to win. But I was not as prepared as I thought I was.
At this, the figure of your father rushes towards you and swings down his sword, and it doesn't actually hit you physically, but you almost feel the memory of the pain strike through you, and you've dropped down to one knee, and Arisha prompts you to carry on your explanation.
I challenged my father because I despised him for the things that he stood for. And I thought I was a greater man than he was. It seemed to be that I wasn't.
And with that, the shadows coalesce once more into your strong father, and you're now laying there on your back. No actual gut blood is gushing out of you, but it almost feels like there's gaping wounds around you. And he stands over you, and you hear him say, "You're not even worth finishing off." And he turns around and walks off. And the shadows then coalesce once more, and you're left there laying, tending to your wounds as the rest of the Goliath all retire for the evening. And the scene shifts once more, and you're outside the clan chief's, your father's hut. and you look in and you see him laying there asleep, Stormcleaver, on a weapon rack directly above where he sleeps. And Aristra once again prompts you to continue your story.
I hated my father, and I still do. I wanted Stormcleaver. Stormcleaver shows power, honor, respect. I snuck into his tent and I stole Stormcleaver. As soon as I picked it up, I knew I had to leave. So I just ran and ran, and I didn't stop running.
And as you finish describing and acting out your story, the shadows once again return to the center in this blue flame. And Iristra says to you, the past is the past, and what you choose to do next will be the real defining moments in your tale. And she nods and says, confronting your past is the first step to becoming a better version of yourself. And she looks now to you, Jaff, dead in the eyes.
At this point, while Zarlok was doing this, I've taken the hide action and I've gone invisible.
I am up, and I say, I am not fucking leaving this arena until everyone has been in the fire.
She looks through your invisible shadow. She has true sight. She knows exactly where you are. And she says, Jean-Pierre, I won't use your last name, but Jean-Pierre, will you step into the flames and show your friends the truth? Or will you hide from it like you have your entire life?
Zarlok's going to be crying and he's going to go, if you don't fucking voluntarily get into that flame, I'm going to fucking rip your head off your shoulders.
Alright, I'll look kind of disappointingly towards Triple G. Not necessarily at him, but... And then I'll walk down and I'll walk into the center of the flame.
You stand into the center of the flames and once more explode outwards and create the scene behind you. And the scene begins in a small, very simple, almost like barn house cottage. And you're standing at the foot of a bed, and in the bed is a woman laying in the bed, naked under a thin, dirty sheet. Through the window, you see the glint of the moon, and in the background, a huge mountain with a city built into it. And the woman lays there asleep, and she notices you get up, and she says, Jean-Pierre, please don't go. Please stay the night. Don't head back. The time with you is so lovely. It's so short. I don't want you to go.
I'll give her... Well, I gave her a little kiss on the forehead and kind of hold her head in one of my hands for a second, and I'll say, don't you worry. I'll be back before the sun rises. And I'll kind of swish my golden cloak that I had behind me, and I will trot off quite happily through the farm fields during the evening, kind of picking like a berry as I go along, almost kind of half skipping as I go, filled with joy, seemingly.
As you carry on this journey, the scene shifts again, and you walk through these two big ornate wooden doors with golden sort of knockers, as in like to open the doors in a sense. As in massive fucking tits. Yeah, there's these golden like sort of knockers to open, and as the doors swing open, you find yourself in a long, ornate corridor. Tall marble columns line the side of this grand hallway, and along the sort of corridor sides there are large tapestries and portraits. And it's eerily quiet, too quiet. And as you continue down the hallway, one of the doors slam open, and you see masked figures, 7 or 8 in number, and exiting through the door. And they look towards you, and you see in their hands, they're all holding syringes, all of them empty apart from one. And the one that isn't empty is filled with a thick green liquid. And they notice you, and they shout, "There he is, the last one, after him!" And Aristra points towards you and beckons you to complete the scene.
The scene. So as I see the syringes, and I see the number of empty syringes, and I see the one still filled, I turn and bolt back the way I came, kind of barreling out of these doors, barreling my way through these through the kind of cobbled streets of the city, and kind of trying to make my way down alleys, trying to like slide underneath stuff. My cloak gets all kind of torn up, and I just end up casting it off my back as I'm running through these streets, in order to make myself a little bit more agile as I'm kind of ducking and diving through like carts underneath, like through gaps in walls, like any kind of way as I'm panting, sweating and running. At a certain point, I see finally a face that I recognize. And haphazardly, as I'm kind of bolting, get them to kind of move, keep going the way that I'm going, as I try to briefly explain what happened to them.
And the scene begins to dissipate as you and this figure run and escape the city, losing these masked pursuers. And as the scene goes back to normal, the blue flame enters the center of the stage. Aristra says, "Your story is different to most, but is not a unique one. The actions you take to rectify these events need not be dark, need not be of evil. However, humans are a complicated bunch. Whatever gives you closure is what you must do." And she turns and looks at all of you and says, "You have all confronted your histories. You have all..."
Oh, there's one person who hasn't.
She looks at you and looks at Gildor and says, "I believe Gildor is an open book. He may step into the fire if he wishes to, but I don't believe you'll learn anything new from him. He seems to be the only one to truly trust his compatriots, or at least is the only one with the strength and the resolve to deal with his problems head on and rely on his friends. Perhaps you should all take an example from him."
Yeah, cheers, Jeff.
Amen, sister.
You just made us look like dickheads again in that one question.
Now, this is for you. And she pulls out one of those sensors with herbs. Keep hold of this as you journey through the Veiled City, and you'll be protected from the undead. But still, have your wits about you. Be careful. There is a whole ecosystem and civilization beyond these walls, and this will protect you from physical danger, but you should still tread carefully.
Thank you.
The doors behind her, these two wrought iron gates, open towards the city, and says, "You may enter the city whenever you feel like it, but I'm sure there is conversations that may want to be had before you do that." And she smiles to herself and turns around, and now some of the other shadows start to go onto the stage, and they reenact their moments of their lives for her to judge and for her to restore. And you see there are moments of a soul getting married, there's a soul going off to war and starting to fight in a battle, all these different sort of stories play out behind you of these other souls of coming to terms with their core memories.
Cyril
She says Cyril was welcome to go
if
in.
he wants to. I mean, it's voluntarily, so.
Cyril says, "Well, I mean, I don't really have many good memories, so I don't know what we'll see. But I can give it a go.
If you're up for it, it's if you want, man.
Sure, why not?
Yeah."
And Cyril
does a cartwheel into the.
Cyril parkours onto the stage, and the blue flame once again explodes out, and the scene becomes similar to what you've seen already in the Shadowfell, and it is of Cyril sort of exploding into nothingness, from nothingness into the Shadow Mahal, into the Murkmire expanse. And he looks younger, more live. He doesn't look like he's crazy and sort of haphazard. He seems like confused as to why he's here, but he's seems more in control of himself. And as he stumbles through the bog, he continues onwards, and you notice his path changes in direction to the one that you've taken, where you guys went more northerly from your starting point towards the veil of the hollowed veil. He went slightly more east, and he finds himself at this big chasm pit of just endless void, and within the pit there is black smoke and shadow sort of floating around everywhere. And I will say, all of you actually make either Arcana or Perception or Investigation checks.
Oh, sorry about that.
Can Yegan Triple G roll it again without advantage, please? Sorry.
Oh!
Roll it again as well.
Gil, seeing this endless chasm of blackness, of black shadow, you can't. It doesn't give off any actual arcana because it's not real. It's a manifestation of his memory, but just his memory still contains like the thoughts and the feelings and the things he was experiencing, and you feel from that black pit the same ancient primordial power you felt when you touched that gem, when you fire gazed and you felt that darkness going against you, and also when you communed with your father and your father sort of lost control and the shadow was replaced by that same primordial black energy just before the Speak with Dead spell dissipated. But this is an almost endless expanse of that being, and you see Cyril sort of looking over the edge, and out of nowhere, like tendrils of that black shadow shoot up towards him and sort of go into through his mouth, through his nostrils, inside his ears, through his eyes, and he starts to like pull at his face, and he's like scratching almost the skin, pulling off his face as he's like being contorted and controlled and attacked by this energy, and he staggers away. And you see, as he manages to get far enough away from this pit of blackness, the color of his face is paler. He's sweaty. He seems erratic and eccentric, and you see the shakes and the tremors that are so much more normal for him now, knowing he is a bit more crazed from his time in Shadowfell. You see this is the thing that did it. That interaction with the Ashen Paths, this pit, this endless expanse of nothingness, is part of the reason why his mind is broken. And the scene fades away again, and Cyril says, "Oh, so that's what happened. I don't remember that."
Shit, man. Sorry.
And Aristra sees this and feels sorrow and looks almost sad at the fact that this happened, and says, "The Ashen Paths is an area of the Shadowfell no one should ever have to endure. The souls that enter in that area are twisted beyond recognition, so I can only imagine what would happen to a mortal. There's nothing I can do to help, but if your end goal is the Fortress of Memories, perhaps someone there can perhaps alleviate you of this condition." And she places a hand on the face of Cyril and just sort of gently caresses his face and sighs before letting go. "It seems you have all faced your truths. You may enter the Veiled City whenever you wish."
Oh.
Then she turns back and begins conducting the plays behind her of all of the souls going through their own things, leaving you guys a moment to talk amongst yourselves or enter the Veiled City if you so please.
Yeah, listen, guys, I think we've taken a new big step as a group. Still don't have a name. Didn't think about one. Forgot. But we're getting closer to that. Yeah.
I thought of a good one. The Backstabbers.
Right. We didn't really backstab you, though, did we?
The Bullshitters. That one suits quite well. No,
I think backstabbing and bullshitting is fair. Is a fair link to make.
You've had a pact with a lich for the last fucking 5
listen,
sessions.
not to say anyone's
You've got
worse
no
than
leg to
others,
stand
but
on.
Jaff, you're diabolical.
Oh, you're easy to cast a stone as you push someone off a cliff.
I was
you kept that one
I was
quiet,
12
didn't
years
you?
old. I was 12 years
Yeah.
old.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's rag on Jaff because it makes it easy that I'm a 12-year-old murderer.
You walk around, you play the flute, you like to judge everyone else. You're a fucking murderer. And you big bald freak, you like to give it the big one, tell everyone you're hard. You're a fucking pussy. You're a thief.
Say that one more time, and I swear to God, I would kill you. I swear to God. Oh, you're so lucky they're here right now. You're so lucky. I can't believe you've done this.
I fucking...
Hey,
I
can
laminated
we be
cheeks for
positive?
you lot.
Like we've cleared everything up now, so I understand that you want to be angry, but let's not take that anger into the next stages of our mission.
I'm going to let you know right now that if we were anywhere else, I would be able to do something about this. But this is not the fucking place.
Yeah.
This is... Now is not the time for infighting, but this is getting addressed. What other fucking shit are you hiding from me?
Why
nothing.
am I the only one this is why
that
we
doesn't
did
have
this.
to get put in the spooky blue fire.
Because
for a
you have
trial.
no
Why?
secrets, you freak. You've been honest
Because I've
with
never
us.
had any friends.
Aw.
Just because you told...
Sorry, I finally had 3 best mates, so I thought, I'll tell them everything. That's the done thing.
Well, no, but listen.
Do you honestly want to talk about my feelings? Honestly.
Well, it's too fucking late, Zarlok. How about that?
To be honest,
baby.
Like, listen, should we have been more honest earlier? Absolutely. And that goes for everyone. At the end of the day, we all did what we had to do.
All I'm saying is...
I
look,
fucking guarantee you he's not told us about him picking his nose. Why the fuck would I tell him this?
Am I going to hold this against you forever? Probably not. But should some people get off their high horses? I fucking think so. I think some people need to start looking in the fucking mirror.
The
He's
only
looking at you-
reason
he's looking at
I'm
you,
with
Jaff.
you guys.
Well, I'm looking at all
looking at
three of
you.
you right now. I'm looking at all three of you. Not you, Cyril. Come and stand next to me.
He like hobbles over and says, "Yeah, you guys are all. You should be called the backstabbers or the bullshitters. You're just a fucking bunch of liars."
I'm gonna kick a rock at Cyril.
Yeah, I roll to attack Cyril.
I summon a fireball in my hand. Everyone back the fuck up!
We're all friends here. We're all friends here. All right, everyone, calm down.
I'm here to fucking kill people, not to be judged, right?
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually.
Where is Posh Zarlok from? I'm really struggling to put my finger on it.
What else did Zarlok do? Handle Brexit? Fucking hell.
Right, I think we've got it all out. Energy is out there. Okay, I want to apologize as well. Okay, and we can move on, and you can intervene and do an intervention at some other stage.
I feel like that everyone else is due some interventions. I think I've had my fair share of them already.
You actually need a fair few more, if I'm honest.
You need another one. Your one didn't even make any fucking sense. At least I understood theirs. At least
That's
pushing
good.
someone off a cliff and stealing's fairly simple. Why is yours so convoluted all the time?
It's not my fault. The DM had a prep for my vision.
I had I've got notes on everyone's vision. Don't. JPJ takes 1,000,000 points of psychic damage for that fucking comment. I had everyone. I purposely left your one vague because I know how touchy you get over your backstory.
Don't break the fourth wall, you fucking coward.
Yeah, put this in the fucking video. Everyone get on the fucking comments. Get in the fucking comments.
Tear rage vote from Jaff. Look. I feel like maybe everyone has a bit of explaining to do.
Yeah,
I mean, if anyone remembers fucking Yeg's one and the sorcerer, that would have been convenient information.
Yeah,
when we
actually,
chased
good
a
point.
black sorcerer in here.
You know the sorcerer. He killed your fucking mum and dad.
Yeah, I brought up the fact that, okay, if we're being honest, guys, I've actually told you this before because I mentioned that sorcerer, I think, is the one that killed my parents. That is, I said those exact words.
I don't remember.
Well, I definitely
remember that
did.
either.
I definitely
Fact check.
did because the moment Maleficum got brought up by whoever it was not long ago, a session or two ago, I wrote that down and I was like, bang, Maleficum. And then I said to you guys, yeah, I think I know. That's why I pushed for Shadowfell because he's here and he's the one that killed my parents.
I also did tell you about me stealing, but maybe not to the degree I probably should have.
The thing is, this weird shadow fucking person, cool fey creature thing, said, you got to be honest, what played the one thing I haven't told you, which was that when I was 12, I pushed this kid off a cliff who was giving it large.
He was giving it large, I will give you that.
Indeed.
I am not judging anyone here for their actions. We've
Oh,
all
it
done bad
fucking
shit.
seems it.
It's the fact that I can remember in my head on 2 separate occasions me saying no more secrets.
I
and
do
being
remember
like,
you saying
wow,
that.
Isn't
yeah.
this great that no one's got any secrets
Can I
anymore?
raise my hand and just say, to be honest with you, didn't feel this would ever come up again. Okay, I knew that maybe I'd run into the necromancer that murdered my parents. Did not know that the murdered kid would ever crop back up.
So, double checking, the child you murdered in front of, from what I saw in the vision, at least 10 other people was never going to be reconciled ever again.
Yeah, well, I mean, as Yeg, I don't think so. I think that was just something that I just dealt with that internally. That's my trauma, because I killed him and then got ostracized from my home.
Double checking, not only did you publicly murder someone, you then wanted to come on and be a named author later in your life instead of going into hiding.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Cyril? I'm sorry you had to see this, and I put an arm around him. It's
been quite distressing for me. I don't think I'm ever going to fully recover from this.
If you want to get the hut back out, I honestly don't mind.
I feel like it's a bit of a waste, but I'm tempted to.
It's not for us, it's for you. It's not about us right now, this is about you. You need the hut.
I think I'll be okay, but I'm going to stay close to you. I think you're the one that you're a good like boss. You are. You know what? You gave it large about being the master of mages, and you kind of like you swung your dick around a little bit. But I think you're a good leader.
Cyril, look at me in the eyes. The job is yours.
He just starts crying. Just tears of joy leave his eyes. Like, thank you so much. I won't let you down. I promise.
I'm crying as well. I didn't even see this coming, man. I fucking love you, brother.
And also, listen, the lovely lady here who showed us all our past and stuff, she said that there might be someone in the fortress that can help me. Imagine me having a job, and also, like, I'll be honest, it's been tough. It's been tough having a bit of a broken brain. No one understands me.
My dad
it's not, I know, it's fun, isn't it? It's so fun.
I didn't fucking know him.
Oh, thank you, man. Like, he just pulls you in for a hug, and he's like, he's old and he's like bony, and it's not the most like warming of hugs, but he looks like he's coming into your embrace for some support, and he just sort of holds onto you tight.
I'm just looking at Jaff like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't like
what the fuck happened?
Whatever this is, I don't like.
I compose myself. Right, enough. Let's just fucking get out of there.
Okay.
I fucking hate this place. Ooh.
I'll just say, as you walk into the Veiled City, you see numerous Shadarkai, souls, ghouls, undead walking around. And at the very, very back, you see a huge fortress atop a stone plinth surrounded by nothingness on all sides.
Shit, boys.
And that's where we end our session.
Fuck yeah, dude. This has been
cold.
top notch, top qual.
Yeah, that was a really cool interaction.
I was very glad it went as good. I only planned for one of you to go in.
Bang around, bass.